Graeme Crosbie, what's your official title with the Pense Memorial Rink?
I would be the treasurer of the rink board.
Okay, so as the treasurer, I'm sure you can answer a lot of the questions I have here as it pertains to fundraising, but let's back it up a little bit. Obviously, Pense Memorial Rink unfortunately lost the bid to be Kraft Hockeyville in 2020, but the province stepped up in a big way, right? Businesses, residents, they came together, dropped a bunch of donations. So I understand that also means you got some money from a grant. With the upgrades, prices have changed, right? So what's on the wish list and what's it going to cost?
Yeah, so it's been a busy 3 years for the rink board. If we want to back up to even 3 years ago, well, actually, even before I joined the board, we had gotten a quote to replace the brine piping system in the rink there, and it was estimated to cost $300,000. And we figured, well, if we started fundraising now, if we could chip away at it, maybe in 10 years' time, we'd be able to replace everything. And the first year we did a couple fundraisers, we raised over 100,000 ourselves. And then we did the Kraft Hockeyville thing. And like you mentioned, didn't get the official title, but I think the province recognized that we were worthy winners in their eyes. And, between businesses stepping up, individual contributions, we also got a grant as well shortly after, not a government grant, but a private sector grant as well that we'd applied for. And I think it was related to how well we did in Hockeyville, to be honest. When the dust all settled, we had $224,000 just from the Kraft Hockeyville related donations and that sort of thing as well. So that was great. And then we had enough money in the bank to get the work done. But before Hockeyville, we had applied for a government grant as well. And we got word a year later, well after Hockeyville, that we were successful in that. The problem was that when we submitted the application, that was probably 2 or 3 years ago at least, and costs for everything have gone up. So despite all our success in fundraising and everything else that we've done, we're still just under $200,000 short of paying for the project in full. So we're still fundraising, and we still got a lot planned for the next little while to make sure that everything gets done and paid for.
So that target fundraising goal, is that just for the brine piping system, or have there been some additional projects added onto that?
The original goal, before we knew anything about whether or not we'd be successful with the grant, we just wanted to make sure those pipes were replaced, right? So that was, assuming that we didn't get the grant at all, we just wanted to make sure those pipes were replaced and get the money for that. But when we submitted the grant, we thought we'd go big or go home. So we applied not just to get the piping done, but to put a concrete pad in over top of the new pipes as well. The rink currently doesn't have concrete in it, so it's unusable for half the year, and the pipes are exposed, and there's a lot of other issues that come with it not being cemented in. So we wanted to do that. The grant, we also applied for to get the boards replaced, to get the glass redone. And importantly, too, we submitted in the grants to get the pipes done in the curling rink as well, because they're actually older than the hockey ones. They were actually saved from the fire in 1989 and have been in use for 40 years. So once we got approval for the grant, it was all of a sudden, wow, now we're not just doing the pipes in the hockey rink, we're doing all this other stuff. And we thought we had the money from Hockeyville just for the piping, but now the cost of everything's gone up so much that we're still carrying on.
So what's in the account? How much more do you need? Remind me of those numbers.
So the total project now is $1.2 million, which is a big deal for a town of 500 people for sure. And, we had originally estimated the cost would be about $900,000. And that was what we submitted as part of the grant. So the way the grant works is, it's a P3 grant. So there's provincial, federal, municipal funding. The provincial and federal chunks of that original estimate of 900,000, that's fixed. Okay, so whatever cost overruns or other things we want to do, it's upon us to pay for. So all of these cost overruns come out of our budget. So that's about $300,000 that we would be short. We have raised another $100,000 in the last little while as well. So the remaining balance would be about $200,000.
Okay, Graeme, what's the game plan? What are you going to do to raise that money?
Yeah. Great, great question. Yeah, we've so we just wrapped up our third Chase the Ace raffle this winter. Last week actually was our last draw for the year. So that's brought in about $20,000 this year, and that would put the 3-year total for that fundraiser at let me think here, probably close to $80,000 in the last 3 years. So that's been hugely successful. Last year we did we did a new project. We called it Oil Seeds for Community Needs. So this is an agriculture related project where we partner up with a local producer in the Pense area, and they set aside 40 acres of a quarter section dedicated to the rink. And then the board goes out and secures donations, whether it's product or cash, to pay for the inputs, all the inputs that would go into that 40 acres. And then the producer provides the labor and the equipment, and we would receive the gross profit really at that point if we can cover the cost of the inputs. So that was great last year. Despite the drought, we raised $21,000 there, and we just kicked off our second year of that last week as well. So with prices the way they are, and hopefully not a drought year, we're hopeful we could get $35,000 to $40,000 there. And the big one that we're just looking at right now would be a sports dinner. So we did the first really fundraiser we did for all of this was in November of 2019. We did an inaugural sports dinner in the town hall here, and that was great. It was hugely successful. We made 51 grand that night. We had planned to do it again. Obviously, COVID got in the way, so we haven't done it since. But the plan is to do it again next April sometime, date to be determined. And because we'll have concrete in the rink at that point, because the work started already, we're hoping to move it into the rink and maybe even triple the budget and the attendance and the sponsorships and everything that come with it. And hopefully we can make a good chunk of change there too. So in the next year we'll be busy, but those are the big three.
Okay, this Oil Seeds for Community Needs project is the most iconically Saskatchewan fundraiser I've ever heard of, and it's fabulous. So how do people get involved with that?
Yeah, we had, it's too bad timing-wise how this worked out, because we actually, what we did this year, we partnered up with a Sask tech firm, and we did a silent auction where, all of the inputs that I mentioned, we put them online and people could bid and sponsor, I guess, in a way for each of the products that was available. So that's how we covered the cost of our inputs this year. And unfortunately, that just wrapped up last week. So at the moment, in terms of directly getting involved with that this summer, the window's closed a little bit. I mean, we would take donations towards that project as well, for sure, if people were interested. And they can certainly reach out to me or to the rink board email if they want to get involved, because it's a great initiative. It's a lot of fun. We had a big demo day here last year when we kicked it off, and we got a John Deere X9 combine out from South Country, and we had a barbecue, and it was great. So I can give you my contact info if anyone wants to get involved and help out, and for sure come out to the demo day when we have it this fall too.
Oh, that's awesome. That's going to be really cool. And is there still that Chase the Ace going on as a fundraiser for you folks?
Yeah, we'll kick off Chase Ace again in the fall. Rink board likes to take a bit of a breather over the summer. There's a lot. I say that would be in a normal summer. This isn't going to be a normal summer. We, if you want for your for whatever you're going to put on the web there, I've got some pics of some of the demolition work we did this past weekend. Because one of the things we wanted to do was to save money, put a bit of sweat equity, so to speak, into the $1.2 million price tag. So we said that we would take out all the old boards and all the old pipes and all the old glass. And we had a crew of about 30 guys show up on Sunday, the day after we shut down the plant for the year, and we just completely destroyed the guts of the rink to rip out all this stuff. So I can send you those pics as well. So it'll be a busy summer, but yeah, Chase the Ace will start up again in the fall. We've got a Facebook page dedicated just for the Chase the Ace raffle. So if folks want to, like that page, they can follow us, and we'll kick back off in October.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. So in the meantime, shovels, are they in the ground yet? Is that going to be happening right away?
Yeah, right away. Like I said, we had to clear out all the old stuff that was in there, which was quite a feat. And we broke the ice up a bit this week, trying to get it to speed up the melt here a little bit, because the company we hired to do the work obviously can't get in there when there's still ice in and when there's still old pipes and boards and all that stuff. So, date to be determined when they'll actually get out here and start the work. But if the weather stays warm and everything goes well, we're hopeful for next week.
Oh, that would be huge. And just to see the actual work begin after years of dedication. I mean, I know you can't speak for all the board members, but how does that feel for you finally seeing this work come to fruition?
Yeah, it's surreal. What really hit was when we went in there on Sunday to start the teardown, and it's, you knew these the boards and the glass and the piping, all of it was installed and built by the original volunteers in the Pense community that built this thing from the ground up 30 years ago when the fire burned down the old rink, right? So it was something. You thought about those guys, that had built this thing 30 years ago or 32 years ago, I guess, and in a way, you're kind of picking away at some of their life's work, but it's all for the best for the rink, because now we'll have, it'll just extend the longevity of the facility and save on power costs every year and make the facility usable year round. Like, it's all started off on Sunday. The reality set in last Sunday for sure.
Did you hang on to any pieces from the old rink? You didn't keep like a board or anything for your man cave?
You know what? I never thought about it, but there's still a lot of junk that's outside the rink. We haven't cleared it all out, so maybe I'll wander up there after work today and pick out a piece of something.
Yeah, you might as well grab a souvenir, right?
Yeah, I'll have to run that by my wife though too, and see where I could possibly keep it. Throw it in the garage maybe.
Yeah, designated for the man cave, certainly.
Yeah.
Graham, is there anything else that we should cover off? Anything else people should know? Anything that you would like to share?
Yeah, good question. I don't know. I mean, if anyone wants to support us or get involved or learn how, what we're up to or how they can do more, they can certainly reach out to us via email at pencerink@sastel.net. We've got a lot on the go, especially with the sports dinner coming up, I guess, too. Like, it's still a year out, but planning's already starting, and we're going to make this a big one. We've got some good leads on some speakers we want to come out. We have some big ideas of what we want to do. I don't want to give too much away, but I think it's going to be really, really awesome. So if it might be hard to do because it's still too early to release some details, but if people or businesses want to get involved, certainly reach out and let us know, because we'd be happy to partner up.